run a faster marathon without actually running faster? I mean, it's like the dream. What do we gotta do? Walking plus hydration, marrying those two together, and it's key. And before you freak out and say, Kate, I'm a runner, I can't walk, do not say that. It works. I ran a 2:38 marathon, and I walked twice between miles 16 and 22, right in the Boston Marathon's Newton Hills, and this was planned. Because I actually do this in training. Very few times am I blasting through my water. No, when I'm running a longer run, I take a break to get down my hydration. So I thought the smartest thing for me to do to get into the 2:30s is to really do what I did in ultra marathons and in Ironmans, and that was walk the aid station. Purposeful walking. I'm not like on a presidential campaign. I'm not kissing babies. I'm power walking through. We're talking 3 to 5 seconds, grabbing a water, grabbing an electrolyte drink, drinking them in, and then slingshotting out, refreshed, revived. Your brain kind of snaps out of it. It works. I have two friends, 2:20 marathoners, same thing. Towards the end of the race, they walked 1 to 2 aid stations just to kind of quickly reset, but make sure they're getting that hydration, that water, that fuel down. And then again, slingshot right out. What happens is this: with as little as 2% dehydration, performance declines, but you can't tell. Your body's in protective mode, and it just feels like I'm slowing down. Maybe I'm not fit enough. Maybe I didn't do enough training. A lot of times is that you're just not drinking. We're not trying to overhydrate. We're not taking a gallon and chugging it down. This isn't some like nightclub, right? We're just trying to get a quarter of liquid sinking in, resetting ourselves so we can really fire those last 4 miles of the marathon and not be in a very low, dehydrated state, which we will be dehydrated at the end of the race, but if we can mitigate some of that, that is key. Last summer, I did Ironman Mount Tremblant, and off the bike, I did a 3:22. Listen to this. I walked 13 times in that marathon. So, after 2.5 miles swimming, 112 mile biking, I was able to run a 3:22 marathon with 13 walk breaks. I'm talking 2 to 3 seconds, and I'm like this. I'm power walking, woo! I'm grabbing an electrolyte drink, a Red Bull, yeah, I got some caffeine now, and or a water, right? Depending on what aid station. In Ironmans, there's aid stations literally every mile. So every other aid station, I'm like, we're taking a walk break, we're getting down this fuel, we're resetting, and then we're springboarding out. Mentally, it keeps you in the game. So do not write off planning a walk break at that between 16 and 23 miles, 22 miles. Like for me, I like to save it for that very, very tricky time. I like to call it that 16 to 22 is a very tricky time in marathons. So if you put in 2 strategic walk breaks to get fuel, to get hydrated, reset your head, oh my gosh, it could be unstoppable and really have you run your best race without really running faster. It's just going to help you keep on the pace you set out to do.